Good morning, everyone. This is Leah Dixon here in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. I'm coming with day 6 of our Stamping the Rainbow Extravaganza, and today the color is purple. I couldn't decide on just one purple, so I'm actually using 4 of them in today's card, and so I hope that you guys like this one. Tomorrow is actually our last day of the Stampin The Rainbow Extravaganza, and I'll be featuring the color gold. Just going to pop a little comment in here, so hopefully as you guys pop on, you can say hi, and I'll be able to see those comments and stuff. Oh, sorry guys, my platform that I put my computer on is really rocky. There we go. All right, so I'm going to switch over to my desktop and we'll start creating with our purple. Let's see if I can do this without shaking you guys too much. All right, and transition over. Good morning, Julie. Glad you could catch me live today. All right, so I'm going to be creating with our sweet ice cream stamp set. There is a coordinating punch to do the ice cream there with the cone and the ice cream top, but today I'm actually going to be using the popsicles, so we don't need the punch today, so it's just the ice cream stamp set. And oh, I had all my stuff prepped. Oh, there we go, all in a nice neat pile beside me, and then I couldn't find it because it was right beside me. All right, so what I have here is a Blackberry Bliss card base. This is our normal card base. I took a sheet of regular 8.5 by 11 paper, scored it at 4 1/4, and cut it at 5 1/2. So it actually gave me 2 card bases. Then I have a layer of purple Posy, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, so standard matte layer. And so this is actually the first piece that we're going to work with. We're going to emboss this using our brick and mortar embossing folder, and I actually probably should have done that ahead of time because that one's a bit bigger, and so I have to go grab my big machine, the Big Boss. So let's see here. I'll move this out of the way. So this guy doesn't fit on my desk as nicely as the Baby Boss. To do this embossing, I need plate 1. I need my brick and mortar embossing folder, and I need to put my piece of purple Posy cardstock. Now this cardstock, you guys, is retiring, which is such a shame because it is the perfect purple for springtime and ice cream and popsicles. And then I put on top of my folder our specialty plate for embossing. Good morning, Christina. All right, there we go. So we run that through the Big Boss. Move that back over to its table. And what we have here is our beautiful purple Posy brick wall. And I don't know why, but like a brick wall on a hot summer day just screams ice cream to me. Maybe it's like all the days of going, grabbing ice creams and then standing around, the backside of the building, the Baskin Robbins out in White Rock, and but I don't know, a white brick wall just screams ice cream to me. So let's grab all of our other pieces now. So we've got that base, we've got this. I have a piece of designer series paper, and so what I did here is I actually cut a piece at 4 by 5 1/4, so the same size as my normal mat, and then I just turned it and lined up the 2 corners on my paper trimmer, and I cut a diagonal, so I actually have like another triangle that I'll have to use with the stripes because otherwise I'll have upside down popsicles. So this one's going to be done with our popsicles here, and I'm actually going to glue this directly onto our brick wall. So let me grab my liquid glue. You can use any kind of adhesive to do this. I just am very partial to my liquid glue. And so right up into the tip there. And so I like it because I can put a little dot on the end of the glue stick and then just kind of spread that dot around, so I end up with a very, very thin layer of glue, and that actually helps it hold faster too, I find. The thinner the layer, the faster it is to start to dry and actually, you know, stay in one place. Okay, so we'll line this up so it's right down in the bottom corner. And I like this because I have some wiggle here so I can really make sure it's lined up. All right, once it's lined up, we'll just press that down. And then this whole layer can immediately get glued down onto our Blackberry Bliss card base. Good morning, Chandra. Good morning, Lila. So we're just creating here with our sweet ice cream stamp set and creating our purple card today for Stampin' the Rainbow. And I'm bringing in all the purple, well, not all the purples, but most of the purples. I skipped out on Rich Razzleberry today, which is kind of strange for me because it's one of my favorite colors. All right, so we've got that all glued down. And now, before I glue, I do have a white piece here to glue to the inside of my card, but I'm actually going to do some stamping on it before we glue it in. That way, if I mess up, I can flip it over before I glue it in. All right, so we're going to put that whole card base all done off to the side so that I can get in here and do some stamping. So I've got 4 pieces here to stamp on, all in basic white. These 2 are just scraps. This one is a 4 by 5 1/4 insert for my card, and then this one is cut with the second largest stitched rectangle die in the Stitched So Sweetly die set. So I use that one a lot. All right, we're actually going to start with that one because I want to get my sentiments in place. So I have the words, "You're so cool," "Good morning, Norma," and "Thank you" here. And these are the 2 words that I'm going to stamp onto my stitch rectangle, scallop stitch rectangle. I'm going to start with Highland Heather and my "So cool" sentiment. And I'm going to pop this right down in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, you're going to see in a bit why we're doing our words first. I want to make sure that they fit, and then everything else is going to be popped up so we really have a lot more flexibility in where we place it. All right, so now this is the gorgeous Grape, and I've got the "Thank you" here, and the "Thank you" fits just perfectly. So if you're wondering which scallop shape to use, find the one that "Thank you" just fits inside the stitching, and that's the right one. All right, so there's our "Thank you" in gorgeous Grape. So you can see it's quite a bit darker than our Highland Heather, but they go together so well. All right, now that piece I'm going to set off to the side. I don't want to get any ink on it while we are working on creating our popsicles. So when I create popsicles, I always start with my top of my popsicle. I know other people start with the bottom. I always start with my top. And I'm going to come in here with some Highland Heather. I'm going to do a few of these actually. I'm going to do one here on this scrap, my Highland Heather there, and I'm going to do another one just on a slight angle over here. There we go. Now that's going to get cleaned off because I'm also going to do one in Flirty Flamingo. So somewhere on my desk I have my Simply Chamois. Oh, maybe I don't. Okay, well, I have no idea where my chamois went. I was just using it last night. How strange. Okay, well, then we'll just do good old Stampin' Off. Luckily, the colors we're using are quite similar, so not a big deal. And I'll have to go find that. Strange. All right, so now I'm going to ink this one up, and I can actually, I'm just going to do it upside down on this same scrap. I probably don't even need this extra piece that I had. Okay, now to finish off these popsicles, all 3 of them, I'm going to grab my gorgeous Grape, and all 3 of them are going to have a gorgeous Grape base to them. And the way I do my base is I find this bottom corner here that I've stamped, and I look through my stamp and I line up that bottom corner so those 2 spots get lined up together, and then that one wasn't quite perfect but good enough, and then they line up like that. So we'll do this again over here We find that bottom corner, and voila. And finally, we're going to do our floaty flamingo one, and it's exactly the same thing. And there you go. Oh, now that one didn't stamp that bottom corner very well. Interesting. Oh, and it still didn't. All right, well, I guess we are going to use that second scrap because I want to redo that one. I don't like how that inked. I'm glad it's not just me, Chandra. It's so strange, though. I, like, seriously was just using it last night. I wonder if I washed it and left it. Oh, actually, no. I see it. It's over by my paper cutter for some reason. Strange place for it. Oh, well. All right, let's give this one another go. Let's make sure I really have actually got ink on that bottom corner. Oh, thank you, Noah. I just had my chamois brought to me so I can actually clean up some of these stamps. All right, now a finishing touch. I'm just going to tear that off so I don't accidentally use it. A finishing touch to all of these is to take these little dots, and I'm using Gorgeous Grape again. So that nice dark Gorgeous Grape. And just adding in some dots to all of that. Okay, so that is our stamping of our actual popsicles, but we need the sticks for our popsicles now. Now I'm going to do them actually in two different ways. The one for inside the card is going to have a slightly longer popsicle stick. I'm going to stamp that in soft suede, stamp off, and then come in and stamp that right on there. And then I'm going to add some texture to that wood, and it's going to be straight up soft suede, not stamped off. Okay, actually, you know what? Will that be too long? Let's try this out on our piece here. Yeah, that will be too long. So we're not going to do it that way for our ones that are going on the front, though. I want them to have slightly smaller stems, or sticks, or whatever they're called. It's not a flower. So I'm going to stamp these just sideways, and we're going to cut them out separate and then use mini glue dots to attach them, which by doing that will actually shorten them up a bit, which is what I need for the front of my card, just for spacing. All right, so that was our soft suede stamped off, and then full strength for the little markings. Okay, so this piece is ready to glue inside our card. So we'll grab that and glue it inside. And here we go. So it's important when you're using a darker card like this Blackberry Bliss base that you do put something lighter inside, either another lighter color or just a basic white layer. You don't have to stamp it. That's just something that I enjoy doing, and I just realized I should have stamped my envelope while we're at it. I'm going to put a popsicle on our envelope as well, but we can save that for later. Right now I'm going to cut these guys out, and so when I fussy cut these, I am going to cut quite close on the bottom of my popsicle, but then around the edges I'm going to leave just the tiniest little white border. There we go. And get rid of that scrap. And then same with my base here, although when I do this one I can actually leave the white border around the whole thing because this is going to get glued behind my popsicle, so I'm not going to see the top of this guy. Okay, and one more. There we go. Save that for later. All right. So with today being the second to last day, I wanted to give you guys some information about my Stampin The Rainbow Extravaganza. When you place a $60 order using my host code, you actually get a free, oops, I'm supposed to cut that close. You're going to get a free ink pad from me. You can either add that directly onto your order, so like once you hit your $60 subtotal, go ahead and throw on the ink pad, and I'll send you an e-transfer to reimburse you for the cost of that ink pad and the shipping. Or you can fire off an email to me and let me know what ink pad you'd like, and I can purchase that on my next order that I place and deliver that to you. So however you'd like that to happen, we can do it either way. And that special is on all the way. I'll give you guys until Sunday to place your orders for that. And tomorrow, you're not going to want to miss. Tomorrow, Saturday, 10 a.m., because it's the gold day. It's the wrapping up all of the stamping. And I'm going to be making a fancy little stationery box to put all of these cards in that we've created all week. And there might even be a special prize draw tomorrow. But you'll have to watch to get more details on that. All right, so I'm just grabbing mini glue dots here. I'm putting my stamped side of my popsicle stick down onto the glue dot to pick it up. That way I'm not touching it, making it lose any of its stickiness. And then I'm putting it on my popsicle just so it's covering up the stick. So what you're seeing is that it's making it just the tiniest bit smaller than the one that I stamped inside, which is what I need for positioning on my card front. Good morning, Shirley. So now I'm going to attach these to my card front using dimensionals, and I am going to kind of stagger them. I think that's going to work out better just with the way the letters are. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Oh, come on. There we go. And I'm going to pop them on the back of these. I'm going to do one up near the top and one down on the bottom as like extra insurance to hold that popsicle stick on. So it's just kind of holding that in place for me. Okay, peel these backings off. Now, what did I say? This one was going to be my lower one. And I am trying to kind of tilt them so that they go near, if not off the edge. Oh, thank you so much, Chandra. I know I love all of our colors. I really, I'll say a color's my favorite, but like maybe aside from all of the shades of Bermuda Bay, Pool Party, all of that, I don't truly have a favorite color. I love them all. And so St. Patrick's Day got me thinking about rainbows, and I'm like, oh, let's do it. Let's take a look. And now I must admit, because it's the rainbow, I did neglect all of our neutrals, which are also really awesome colors. Maybe that in the summertime when there's enough color around us, maybe I'll focus on the neutrals. All right, but I just thought what a great way to cheer up our March. And we've been lucky, actually. We've had a really nice March, but the rains are here now. And so what a great way to cheer things up. Okay, so I've put dimensionals on the back. I put 5, one in each corner and one in the center, just so that our center doesn't sag. There we go. Peel those off. And, and I hope you guys continue to stamp with all the colors. Now, when I put this down, I'm trying to center it, and I'm trying to make sure that, like, as much as this top corner is up into the purple Posy, this bottom corner is down into the Designer Series paper. That's going to kind of help me get it really lined up on here. And now we just need to add a few embellishments to this. So I hope you guys continue to stamp and use the colors, and feel free to post your color creations on my, like in the comments section of my various colored videos, and show me what you've done with the reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues, and purples. So here I am using these fabulous pastel pearls. These are in our mini catalog. They're paired up, I think, with the hydrangeas. The one that's missing here is like this. I have a few. Here they are. Is this like really connect? So I'm not sure if the video is going to come back on for you guys. Oh, it looks like it did. Excellent. Okay. I'm not sure why that just cut out. Okay, so here we go. I've got those pastel pearls on there, and that is our completed card. The only thing left to do is stamp another popsicle onto our envelope. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'm going to come over here and see about switching back my screen. There we go. So I hope that you guys can join me tomorrow for the finale for our Stampin' the Rainbow. And if you have any questions about any of the products or cards that you've seen over the last week, feel free to contact me. All right, bye everyone.